They know what's coming. The question is, do the people really know what's coming? If there's a new era that is about to be initiated, if there's a golden age on the horizon, that means that crypto is much more powerful, much more potent than most people are anticipating. There's no way around it. Every time we read one of these types of articles, they reveal and confirm more and more. This article is titled Institutional Adoption of Digital Asset Yield Strategies in a New Era of Regulatory Clarity. Why? Why are they talking about this now? Because they know that with the removal of those barriers, there's going to be a flood of capital. Well, before that, there's a flood of opportunities, right? Then if those opportunities are acted upon and actuated, then there's a flood of capital that comes into these technologies. And if that happens, that leads to an explosion in price and lots of money being made everywhere, all around crypto. This is very simple logic. Listen to what they say, right? Now, they're going to reference another asset, but we know we're going to ask questions. That's number one. Always ask questions. We know it's not about that asset. It never was. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But look how they try to swerve you while telling you the truth at the same time. Now, listen to this. It says, with a new head of SEC, who is reportedly supportive of digital assets and policymakers prioritizing regulatory clarity, the stage has been set for significant expansion of institutional engagement with Bitcoin. Wait a minute, pause, wait, don't jump out your chair. I know, Bitcoin. Wait, no, we're going to get to the Bitcoin news later. That's a lie. That's not true. Why do I say that? So it says with a new head of the SEC, but the old head of the SEC always claimed they had no problem with Bitcoin, right? Oh, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that have clarity, right? That's what that man said out of his mouth multiple times. So why would this article say that to us? You tell me, you don't think that's a little deceptive? I mean, how was the SEC holding back Bitcoin? Sure, Bitcoin was in a bloody bear market just like everything else. No, but you know what was held back that they don't want to talk about just yet? They don't, because it would make you and a lot of other people out there too bullish on it. Not financial advice. It would make them too bullish. They don't want them too bullish just yet. They don't. A lot of big companies, powerful entities around the world still moving in position when it comes to DLT technologies, blockchain. You saw the article, the video from yesterday, the day before that. Powerful stuff unveiling that they're still getting in position, that they do indeed plan to dominate. Well, I have an article somewhere here. I think I have it, where Nokia is trying to get a piece. They're all positioning themselves in various ways to dominate when the explosion that is DLT technologies happens. It hasn't happened yet. The only people that they're trying to leave out are the regular people. It's coming. But wait. So why would they say that when they know the one that was really left out was XRP, the one that was really hindered, kneecapped, the one that really stands to explode because of regulatory clarity is XRP, not Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin. They're pointing this way while they're going that way. They're trying to send you this way while they're going that way. They know what's coming. The utility coins are the only ones that were kneecapped, hampered, held back because of the SEC. Once again, the man, Gary Gensler, multiple times said Bitcoin is in the clear. And I think it was just Bitcoin. At one time, I thought he said Bitcoin and Ethereum, but definitely he said, well, Bitcoin is not a security. So how was it held back? It wasn't. This is clear deception. My humble opinion, you could disagree with that. But what we can't extract from it besides that is that they agree a new era is coming. Golden age is coming. It says, it continues, this clarity will address longstanding concerns around custody, liquidity, compliance, empowering banks. Who is it that has all these ties to the banks? XRP, not just XRP, but it's at the forefront. XRP, not Bitcoin. Anybody can use Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't primarily for the banks. Bitcoin isn't here to empower banks. XRP is, for sure. Look how they're telling on themselves. They're telling you a truth while also giving you a little bit of deception, a little bit of lies. Like I said, you tell me, do you disagree with this? Read this article. You disagree with this? It says, and compliance, empowering, then separately, empowering banks. That's XRP. That's Solana, Chainlink, XLM. That's Algorand. They have the possibilities of that. Hedera, all these bank coins. That's one of them. But for now, we're going to take XRP because it's out at the forefront. It's doing it the best. As of now, it says registered investment advisors, RIAs, and other TradFi entities to incorporate certain offerings. Okay, now hold on now. Wait, watch this. See, all of this stuff, all this, they call this synergy when things are moving together. They're like pieces to the puzzle and they're starting to fit together. Wait, because a good investigator would notice this. The same time they put out that article, look at this. Regulatory clarity, huh? And you don't mention XRP at all, huh? That's not deception? Look at this synergy right here. Then they release this article right here. Ripple CLO calls for end to 4-year SEC battle. Why now? Why all of these different media outlets all talking about this now? All this regulatory clarity, all that Ripple XRP, the battle, end the battle. There's a new era coming. Sounds a lot like me, doesn't it? But wait, that's not important. What's important is you're seeing all the energies surge towards that way. While you have this potent technology just waiting there to be deployed. They've been working and working and working over the years. They're ready to deploy. How fast can they do that? How fast are they going to do that? You think about that sometimes? Once those barriers are removed, how fast do they come out with announcements? How fast are they in new offices? Not the old ones, but they claim to have a lot of deals already. That's what they claim. Make up your own mind about that. How fast are they in new offices? How fast, not even in new offices, but new businesses coming to them because of regulatory clarity, asking for a deal. That article, I believe it was the article we read yesterday. It was one of these recent articles where they literally were telling everybody how small and medium-sized businesses are drooling over and clamoring for DLT technology. Did you hear that video? These last few videos been serious business. And I 100% believe they do this on purpose. They release things when you're not looking. It's a technique. When they're distracted, put out the important information, because although we have to put it out there, it's going to get exposed one way or the other, but if we don't have to let the majority of the people know, then we won't. I think that's the mentality. It's up to you. Let them put in the work. They know most people are lazy. They're not going to look into these things. They're not going to research these things. That's the mentality of the elite. Trust me, I've known many of them. All right. And unless you have some sort of genius intellect or a hell of a lot of capital, they don't respect a lot of the people on the bottom. They just don't. You have to have something very, very special about you. I respect everyone, but I'm telling you, I've interacted with a lot of individuals throughout my lifetime. I've done some pretty good things. So I understand why they do this. They feel like, well, these people are not going to look into it. They're lazy or they're burnt out from work. Let's put it out right now. Whether they're relaxing, whether they're watching movies or the holidays are going, let's put this out now. And you would never know. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, prices explode next year in crypto. XRP skyrocketing, Bitcoin skyrocketing, Chainlink skyrocketing, Solana's just blowing people's minds as a few examples. And you're just caught off guard. Whoa. Not you, but like people out there. Now they got to scramble. Now they're buying when everything's already high. You see, that's a trick. That's another reason they do that. Now you're buying while it's high. The people are buying while it's high. And guess what they do when you buy when it's high? They sell on you. Yeah, right. That's what they do every time. The people scramble because they didn't have the information. Then they sell on you. You bought in high. You're hoping. Goes a little higher. Then they sell on you. Got to be careful. And not financial advice. Once again, let me say that. It's my humble opinion. You have to be careful and sharp. And these like that. Bam. Your mind has to be clicking on all cylinders. You're in this financial industry. I don't care which one you're in. Commodities, stocks, crypto, it doesn't make a difference. I'm in all of them. You have to be sharp and quick. You ain't going to win every time, but there is the potential for massive wins. All right, but wait. So you have that. Ripple CLO calls for end to 4-year SEC battle. Let's just read just a little bit. See what he's saying. If there's anything new, I don't think there will be, but we'll see. The Ripple lawsuit, well, no, let's get past that. I want to just hear what he has to say. They throw all this extra stuff in there before they even tell you what he said. It's a legal battle between Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, which began on December 2020. All right. And then they talk about a little bit of political stuff that I don't want to get into. That's not what we cover on the channel here. So it's not important. OK, here we go. The Ripple lawsuit. They say it again. What? Sorry, that just really bothers me when they do that. It says, meanwhile, Alderati took to X to demand an end to what he described as a lawless lawsuit, quote unquote. Yeah, so he's just making a little push, knowing that the energies are changing, knowing that now it's not even about what he says, but he's fighting the fight that he's supposed to do. This is his job. He's supposed to do that. But that's probably going to happen anyway, where it ends. That's the energy right now. Cycles are changing. Everything has its cycles, folks. Everything has its seasons, and a new season is coming. Life is like that. Everything is circular. Everything is cyclical, right? Winter, spring, summer, and fall. See that in everything. See that in yourselves. See that in the industries that you're in. Everything has its seasons. Everything has its cycles. Well, we've been in a winter for a long time. What comes after the winter? We're about to have our spring and summer, folks. Spring and summer. And I hope you got shorts and short sleeve shirts because it's almost party time. We'll see. We shall see. Well, we'll see. Now, OK, let's move on here. All right. So then we have this here. We a little bit of Bitcoin news now. Where analysts think Bitcoin is headed in 2025. So let's see what analysts they're talking about and what prices they have in mind. This is Bitcoin has had a strong 2024, climbing past many price milestones, including $100,000 as a confluence of factors drove up investor confidence in the leading cryptocurrency. So, yeah, sort of, sort of. The companies. This time around, the companies got in early. They boosted a lot of things up, kept it very, very bullish, even though there was a massive negative sentiment, energy in crypto. Then things start going up a little bit. But I told people, I said, the hunger of the people financially make them come back. Didn't I say that? And then once things start going up a little bit, it just start taking off, right? We have some dips now, but I'm talking about when it first started taking off. It started taking off because people start piling in. They were willing to take a chance. There's still been harsh economic circumstances for the people in the United States, at least, if not globally. So that hasn't changed. Right now, the people are celebrating a little bit. There's a lot of winners, but not everybody has won. That's why it's going to extend for quite some time. Everybody's going to get in and get their piece. And the companies, knowing that it's going to go much higher than what most people are willing to stay in for, they're going to keep buying, right? And a lot of people will get out of it before it really explodes, and the companies will feast. The people will get out of it, and then they'll try to get back in at the last second. And once again, like I said, then those companies will sell on you. Oh, it's going to be, we haven't even seen the craziest volatility yet. Not at all. I think we're going to see volatility, and people need to mentally prepare themselves. If you need to mentally strengthen yourself, meditate, take a break, things like that, you got to do what you got to do. But you're going to, if some people are just mentally strong, like I'm there. I'm mentally strong. I built myself this way, with the help of my father, family, stuff like that. And just the crypto and stock market commodities, not the hardest thing in my life. It's not at all. And for a lot of us. So we're mentally ready. But what I'm saying that because the kind of volatility in the future, the type of price drops that I'm envisioning are going to be so insane. Most people can't handle it. They can't handle it. They see the vast amounts of capital that they make. And then they're going to say they're going to maybe with certain assets like Bitcoin, they might hold a little too long and it drops. Boom. It drops to a rate that's just unfathomable. It just hurts your soul, hurts your heart, right? That's when people better be prepared and know that it's just another day. It's just another day. That Bitcoin is going to go back up again. In my humble opinion, not financial advice. I'm not telling people what to do. It's going to go back up again. That no matter what severe drop you see right now, that the bullish catalysts are still there. It's going to go back up again, right? That doesn't mean hold forever. That doesn't mean I'm not saying at all. I'm not giving advice at all. I'm just speaking my mind. But I'm just saying Be prepared for that volatility. That's the important part here. Now let's get back to this. I expected them to give us some prices here. They're saying analysts see more room to run for Bitcoin. So I was just saying, despite any volatility, and there might be some severe volatility, it has more room to run. Where's it at today? They're saying that, let's see, Bitwise has a prediction for 2025 that Bitcoin will rise above $200,000. Do you agree with that? If so, we got a little bit of ways to go, right? It says that number rises to 500,000 if the Fed adopts Senator Cynthia Lummis's plan of buying 1 million Bitcoin. That's questionable to me too, because I don't, you know how I feel about authority figures. Yeah, they can bring their own volatility and problem to certain things. You get what I'm saying? They're not the most respectable people in the room. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's questionable to me. But yeah, sure, that could be a big catalyst. People love that kind of stuff. That's very bullish. Standard Chartered. What are they saying? What is Standard Chartered saying here? Okay, so they're saying no. It says analysts R. Vanek. So this writer must have been a little bit tired. This is from Investopedia. If you want to go read this article, all right. It says analysts R. Vanek are also bullish. They mean at Vanek. But less so. It says they believe that Bitcoin is going to go $180,000. Still pretty bullish. You know, and then you have a lot of people that believe it's going to go to $500,000. You have a handful of people that I've seen. Some of these big timers, they're screaming $1 million. Do you think, I'm asking you, right? Maybe even ask your family members. Do you believe, I know they're going to probably be like, no. Do you believe Bitcoin can make it to $1 million? I mean, listen, I remember years ago, before I was even in crypto, I remember seeing Bitcoin for the first time, and it was a very low price. I know that. I would have never thought in a million years, way back then, that Bitcoin will be the price that it is today. Had I known that, I would have bought Bitcoin then. I did not take it serious way back when I didn't. You know, I was in the stock market and stuff like that. That's what they taught us in school. They really, really preached the stock market to us in school a lot, right? Anybody remember that? Anybody remember them making us paper trade stock market every single day in school? It wasn't a fun time. I'm gonna tell you that much. It wasn't a fun time doing that research. Yeah, in school, if you grew up way back then, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, that's where my mind was. My mind was stock market. But considering how much Bitcoin has done, it's already exceeded all expectations. So is $1 million, is it really impossible? I'm not saying it's going to 1 million. I'm not one of those guys, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I wouldn't. Anything is with Bitcoin. The one thing that it has going for it, in my humble opinion, is anything is possible with Bitcoin. It's such crypto as a whole. And I think people are going to be really shocked with the bank coin family, the utility coin family. I think they're really going to be shocked because they're not expecting the huge numbers that a lot of us believe they're going to reach. But back to Bitcoin for a moment. Yeah, Bitcoin has that there is no limitation factor to it. So who knows how high it can go? And I look at it two ways. In one way, I look at it and I ask myself, when people say these extremely high Bitcoin prices, is it a trap? Like, are they trying to get people to hold while they sell? I ask myself that question, number one. Number two, I also look at it the other way and say to myself, maybe they're putting this information out there. And it's like, it's a thing of they know something we don't, and it could go very high. And at that point, you can't really complain because they did tell you that it was super bullish. You get what I'm saying? Some people feel like that. They believe, you got to understand human psychology when you're in these markets. It has its effects. And a lot of people believe in energies. They believe in karmas. Now, there's bad karma and there's good karma. And these people, a lot of them, I've been around a lot of people like this. They do not like to incur bad karma. So they might tell you something. It might seem outlandish, but they really believe it. And then you don't act on it. It happens. They're like, hey, well, look, I said it. I told you. So maybe they actually do believe it can go to $1 million and they have some catalyst. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but I'm thinking in both ways so I can consider all possibilities. Then I make my own decision, right? as everyone should. But let's go here. Let's see. We have a little bit more news here. So now let's get to a little bit of raw current Bitcoin news. This article is titled "Bitcoin Extends Losses as Traders See Sub 90K Bitcoin Price Support Test." As I expect, I know that I said it's going to be some dips, some good corrections, could even be severe. There's going to be a lot of profit taking. People are playing. It's time to play. It's part of the game. It's no big deal to me. Bitcoin traders are offering more and more bearish short-term Bitcoin price targets as the return of Wall Street fails to offer relief. It says Bitcoin broke below $94,000. They have a little numerical amount here. I'm not sure if this is accurate, if this webpage is updating correctly, but it says Bitcoin is down, is red, and it's at $93,867. All right. This is Wall Street open as bulls received little relief from TradFi's return. This is data from Cointelegraph, Markets Pro, and TradingView tracked 1.2% daily losses for Bitcoin/USD at the time of writing. After the weekend saw a spike to $99,500 extinguished by sellers, Bitcoin failed to recover lost ground, taking its drawdown from last week's all-time highs to 15%. There's so many catalysts. Right now, listen, right now, this holiday season, let me tell you something. I watch a lot of different activities. And what I've been seeing in a lot of articles, and even when I have a little bit of time, not a lot of time, I've been so busy lately, folks. I know you have also. I've been so busy lately. But the little time I have when I do look at videos, I'm seeing a lot of consumerism. You seeing that? Not like prior years. I mean, people are shopping like there's no tomorrow, right? They're gifting like there's no tomorrow. People are, because sometimes they don't want to go shopping now. What I'm seeing, a lot of people are just sending their people crypto. Those people, and then when they send up people crypto, they're liquidating that stuff, right? So they're sending people money. They're sending. This is that season, but it seems to be heavier than before, right? Then look at the credit card data. Next time, look at when that comes out. Now, if we're going to go by trends, this year there's been a massive amount of credit card activity. People maxing out their credit cards, right? So I would think if that was the rest of the year, around this holiday time, where this is the biggest gift giving time of the year, they're definitely going to be using those credit cards now, right? So I mean, so anyway, so I'm taking that psychology to apply it to Bitcoin and say, yes, people are going to liquidate a lot of things. They're going to protect their gains. 1, 2, they may use some of that. Yeah, they may use some of that. You'd be surprised. They buy some of their family members, their mother, their father, buy them a car. Hey, mom, I got you a new house with people make some good stuff off of Bitcoin. So that could add to these dips. But here's why I'm saying all of that. When does that stop? When does that stop? Is there still enough time? I'm thinking about this now because maybe people have that shopping is slowing down. That spending of capital is slowing down. That liquidating of Bitcoin maybe is slowing down. Will that result in a rally before the end of the year? Not that it's really important in my humble opinion, but I'm putting it out there because that's something I question. You think about that, right? I think about that. Is there a possibility for a rally before the end of the year? You tell me, what do you think about that? You think it's time? You think it's a chance? I think there's a chance. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I think there's a chance. But I'll say this also. A lot of people, like I said, in a bloody bear market, bought Bitcoin super duper low. They're not worried about this right here. I don't think so. If you really know the catalyst of Bitcoin, I don't think anybody's worried who got it super low. They're still up greatly. Just like a lot of other things are up greatly because they bought it when it was low and nobody believed in it. People were saying it was dead. They said Bitcoin was dead. Some people bought a lot of it when it was low, when they claimed it was dead. Solana, same thing. They said it was dead. So a lot of people bought a lot of Solana when people were saying it was dead. Now look where it's at. So those type of people are still up greatly. So I think they're going to just hold. I think they're going to hold. They believe in Bitcoin. They see where it's going. So I'll just leave it there. So Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. I said I was going to get to silver today, and I do have a silver article, but I think this video might be too long. I don't know what the time is now, so I'm just going to play it safe. So we will eventually get to silver. Maybe I'll put the silver in the members only section. I have a couple of other potent articles I'm going to be posting tonight in the members only section. So if you're a member, make sure you're checking that out. Okay. And I appreciate every single one of you. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.